Welcome to this live stream. We are live on Facebook in my Facebook group, the Happy Me Project Facebook group. We are live on my Facebook page, on YouTube, on Periscope, and in my You Got This Academy Facebook group as well. Welcome today, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. If you are on Facebook and you want me to see your messages, you have to click somewhere on the screen. It will say to you, let StreamYard see your message, and that will allow me to see who you are. So let me know if you are here. Hi, I can't see who it is. Somebody on Facebook says, Holly, it's me, I'm here. Woohoo! I can't see who you are because I'm streaming off StreamYard. So for some reason, it's a bit annoying. You have to go onto your screen and then somewhere it will click to let me see who you are. But I'm glad you're here. I'm so pleased. I just don't know who it is yet. In fact, can I check? No, you're going to have to let me see who it is. Ah, yay, Layla's here. Amazing. So Layla's one of my amazing clients. How are you feeling, Layla? Because Layla has had the coronavirus. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, everybody on Facebook. I'm going to let you know what we're talking about, because if you're watching this on the replay, this is going to be me saying hi to everybody is going to be highly annoying. So today we are talking about the 3 things that are holding you back. And then we're going to talk about how do we smash them down? How do we work through this stuff once we know what they are? So I like to start all of my live sessions, for those that have never sat in with me live before, by checking in on you, seeing how you are feeling this morning. And I do this by doing a 1 to 10. Are you a 1? Is today not the one? Like, are you feeling rubbish today? Has it been a bit of a tough weekend, a tough week, whatever, a tough year maybe, and you're just not feeling it today? Or are you a 10? Are you amazing? Do you feel really upbeat and excited about the week ahead, and everywhere in between? And the reason we do this is, one, as a community, I get to check in with you all and see how you are, but also for you to check in with yourself. It's so easy for us to just speed through. Good morning, Kat. Kat's on this morning. Fantastic. It's so easy for us to speed through our lives and not check in with ourselves. And the reason when we do this, we get to see if we are feeling amazing. Brilliant. Be in it. Soak it up. Be in this moment. Good morning, Tanya. And if we're feeling rubbish, then we acknowledge where we are at and we begin to work through it. And we hope to get ourselves up a number if we possibly can. Tanya's saying she is a 4 today. So that's a lot. I think it was there around that time last week. If I remember, Tanya, it was around that sort of level. But remind me if I'm wrong. My memory might not serve me that well. Good morning, Posty on YouTube. And you are at a 4 today as well. So we've got a couple of 4s today. Happy Monday. Good morning, Katrina on YouTube. Good morning, Nicole on Facebook. Janet, good morning, Janet. Layla says she's getting better. Layla had, if you didn't see, she just saying before, she had the coronavirus, and your mom is out of hospital, which and your flat is completed. Oh my gosh, it's all going on for Layla this morning, and amazing about your mom being out of hospital. And I can see someone on Facebook is a 7. Abby is also a 7. Kat's at a 3. So on the lower end. But Kat, how have you been? Because the important thing about checking in, guys, is that sometimes we're on the lower end for a little bit, but actually if you move from a 2 to a 3, then that's progression, right? So it's not just saying, okay, Kat's at a 3, so that just automatically means really, really bad. It actually, if she's moved from a 1, then it's less bad than it was. So it's just making sure. I see someone on Facebook is a 6, Layla's a 7. And Tanya, that's 4 has been an average for you at the moment. You made some errors, need to fix this week. Well, this will be a good topic, I guess, for you today. Also, guys, for those of you, actually, I was going to say in the UK, but you can get access to it around the world, can't you? I'm on BBC Coven Warwick now, and this is quite exciting, actually. Every single Monday at, I think it's between 5:20 and 5:30. I'm going to say 5:30, but let's just say 5:20 in our minds. I'll let you know for definite. But every week now, every Monday, I'm going to be on BBC Coven Warwick Radio talking about positive mindset. So this afternoon, I'm talking about motivation and how to have it when you're really not feeling up to it. So that might be something that you want to tune into as well. And I can see someone on Facebook having a crap week, but I'm positive. 6 today. Fabulous. Okay, that's great. Nicole's a 5 today. Good morning, Chrissy. So for those that have just sat in and are on Facebook, I can't see who you are unless you click somewhere on the screen to let StreamYard know. If you are elsewhere, I can see you. Good morning, Anupa. Anupa is a 9 today. Nice to have a slower pace. Yeah, for those of you that are in the UK and have children, this week they're off school, which seems mental when I haven't been at school this year, really. but it does make it a little bit easier. There's less pressure on us as parents. So let's get stuck into the topic today so that we don't dilly-dally. Oh, I get to say dilly-dally this morning. We don't dilly-dally. So the topic today is 3 things that are holding you back. And I have wrote notes. I have them on my phone. I did try and put them on I don't know why it's not synced up. I was being all techie. I've got all the tech, all the gear and no idea, and I haven't synced it up, so I'm still just looking at it on my phone. For those that have never watched me before, I need to have something to keep my wild mind on track. Otherwise, I'll start chatting about something I wasn't even here to talk about, and I'll get distracted by everything. So the 3 things are this. The 3 dilly-dally. Nupa says she loves a dilly-dally. Little dilly-dally in the morning. So the 3 things that are holding you back, and this is across the board, whatever we're doing. I'm including myself in this. This is not just you. This is not a personal attack. This is all of us. Anytime I come on here and chat, it's usually because I need to self-coach myself. That's coach for those that don't have a Geordie accent, and coach in my accent. So if you need to self-coach yourself this morning, this is what I need to do, and this is why I'm sharing this stuff with you. It is without judgment, because I am you. So the 3 things are this. 1, limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is something that you believe about yourself or about the world that is literally limiting your life, that is not allowing you to grow. So any limiting beliefs that we are holding, we will talk about each of these individually. Number 2 is fear and negative feelings. The fear is the thing that stops us a lot of the time, the fear of everything, right? And the 3rd one are obstacles and roadblocks, which we will all face. These are the 3 things: limiting beliefs, fear and negative feelings, and obstacles and roadblocks. So let's talk about this stuff individually. Don't know why I'm doing this, but that is helping me to concentrate. Number 1 is limiting beliefs. Okay, so what do? So these limiting beliefs, they swim around, right, in our subconscious. So we've got our conscious brain, and I've talked about this many times. It's our good as gold brain, the one that starts the diet, the one that's going to do that course, that's going to finish that thing, that's going to clean under my stairs, which I just, it's so messy under there. There's so many spaces in my house that are just, full of stuff. Cluttering hell is what it is in here. I just have corners that I just don't look at for a while, so we'll get to that. And yeah, so first of all, what was I talking about? I don't even know why why am I talking about under my stairs? You see, this is why the notes are here. Just for this, it's quite important that we have the notes. So your limiting beliefs, the subconscious versus the conscious. The conscious brain is the one that's going to clean under my stairs. The subconscious is where the limiting belief is around that. I don't know what that is about the stairs. I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. But we have our subconscious is what is running the show. So the subconscious, let's say it's I want to start that course and I haven't started that course. My limiting belief is I won't be good enough. I won't be very good. I just won't be good enough, and that's why I'm not starting the course, or that's why I'm not. I've got no examples today in my brain. Anyway, the subconscious is where the real stuff is happening. And that's where the limiting beliefs are, the beliefs that we have about ourselves that are holding us back. I'm not good enough. I'm too ugly. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not enough. I'm too much, whatever the story is. So we have to dig those out first, because they hide and we don't notice that they're there, or we become so used to the noise. We become so used to that regular negative voice that we don't realize that that's bullshit. Like, we just got used to it. Like, we've always called ourselves names. We've always thought we weren't good enough. And so we, even as grown adults, don't recognize that that doesn't have to be there. That is just an old story that we don't have to carry. So we need to dig out these limiting beliefs, and you will find them in the words that you say to yourself. So when we listen to ourselves and we hear ourselves saying, oh, people like me can't do that, or, I'll never have that, or, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not fit enough. I'm not, insert your own bullshit, because we've all got it. When you hear that, that's the limiting belief. So I want you to work out what they are today. You might want to get a pen and paper today, and you want to put those out on pen and paper. I'm a big fan of ye oldie pen and paper. The next thing is, once you've called them out, once you've noticed what that voice is saying, I'm going to check these comments in a second, guys. I want you to then ask yourself this: are these facts, or are these an opinion that my negative voices, built up over the years? I'm going to guarantee most of them are just an opinion based on some stuff, based on some experiences, based on something somebody said once when you were like 15, and somebody said something and you've took that on and you've these are often other people's opinions. They're not our opinions. They might have become our opinions, but they started as somebody else's. So check in with that and work out these facts, these actually opinions. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 of them are just opinions, right? Once you've got that, I want you to actively find real facts that dispute the negative opinion that the negative voice in your head has took on board and made into a limiting belief. Long-winded explanation there, but basically you're going to hear the negative sentence. So let's say it is, I'm too much. That's one I hear a lot. That's one of mine that have been, I'm too much for people. It's too much. Right. And so then I would actively just, what does too much look like? You know, what does that mean? Well, too much in my negative voice might be, the negative aspect of too much might be I talk too much. It might be that I'm too confident, or I don't know, too in your face, too loud, whatever that is, too Geordie, too, you know, whatever the two is, right? And then too scatty. And then I will look at those and I'll go, okay, so what is the flip side to too much here? What are the actual, you know, too much also means that I've built a career on my talking. I have used that confidence to create a nice life for myself. I use that confidence to help other people the best way that I can, right? So that's the flip side of too much. So then I'm going to dispute those facts. I'm going to look at those opinions, and I'm going to dispute them with something else. So it might be that you say, I'm a loser. I'm just a loser, just an all-round loser. And then you could go, okay, well, is that a fact? No, it's an opinion. And then you're going to dispute that with, I'm a good friend. I'm a good partner. I'm a good mom. I try my best. I show up for myself. I'm on this live stream, so I obviously give a shit about my mindset and I care. And you're going to dispute that. I am going to look at these comments because there's so many, and I feel like I'm just skipping you all, and I'm ignoring you. Good morning, Tom. Tom is here from YouTube, and he's also in my Facebook group. And you're a 7 today, and I'm just going to look. Haven't been on live for a while as I've had COVID. You as well. We're sending you lots of love. And Tanya is saying, time is always holding me back. Doesn't matter how much I squeeze in when the kettle's boiling, etc. There's just not enough hours in the day. So we're going to turn that, because it's not a completely unfactual, because there will be times when it's bloody hard to balance everything. So it's not about going, well, you know what saying I really hate is, we've got the same hours in our day as Beyonce. Just shut up. Shut up. We have, but Beyonce's also got a team of people behind her helping her out. So shush. Right. So I get that it is hard sometimes to balance all of that stuff, but I want you to change. There's not enough time, and I have all the time that I need, because it's often about prioritizing that time that will make the difference. In fact, Tanya, you should listen to the talk that I'm doing on BBC Radio. If you get a chance this afternoon, about 5:30, BBC Cov and Warwick, stick it on the radio on your computer, because that's kind of more like what I'm talking about this afternoon. So it might be useful for you. So that is definitely a limiting belief. It's based on some facts, as in that you're quite busy, but I guarantee that you're not prioritizing stuff in the best way possible, and probably procrastinating on the times when you have stuff, or doing stuff that is taking your time in a way that isn't useful for you. And that's not a criticism in the slightest, because we all do that. And sometimes it's about checking in with that. And Abby's just saying, for me, I can't move forward. I'm scared of things going wrong. Or if I think I've tried moving forward before and it went wrong, I get that. Like, I want to get back into it, but then I associate with the bad times for sure. And that's massively where the limiting beliefs come from. Limiting beliefs are our body's way of, our brain's way, of protecting us. So we think, well, I won't do that again because that didn't feel good the last time I did that. That didn't feel amazing. So maybe I just don't try, or maybe I don't do that, or maybe I don't go to that place, or I don't do that thing because it's associated with something that's bad. So it's really it's really doing the homework and doing the detective work on, it's okay to look at where the lessons are and go, okay, so how can I make that thing better? It's also okay and to reflect on the things that have happened. But if it's an area that you want to go back into, whatever that is, well, obviously we're talking, I have no idea what the actual situation is, but if it's an area that you want to go into, then we cannot let the old stories hold you back from doing that, because we just can't, because we want you to have a good life. So we have to look at how can we actively let our brains know it's okay to try again. and we might fail again, and we try again, and we learn, and we get better, and we feel safer this time round. It could be whatever the situation is. So it's definitely that is definitely a thing, that the reason where those beliefs come from. And Tanya just said, fail first attempt in learning. Absolutely love that. I can't see all of the comments. I'm just looking at some of the comments, sorry. Oh, and I can see on Facebook, and I can't see who this is, but somebody's feeling really, really rubbish and you've had enough. Well, I'm going to send you a message. I can't see who this is right now. I'm going to message you after this, and I hope that everybody else who can see who that is sending love. Just reading one of the other comments, my excess skin from pregnancy holds me back. I'm really trying to love my body and appreciate that I had babies, but I feel ugly. That's a tough one, isn't it? It's a really tough one when we have children and our bodies change for many other reasons as well. But when our body, it doesn't, you're not immune to that in any way, whatever size that you are. And I'm definitely going to link you up with Anna Bonasara, because she talks a lot about this kind of stuff, and she's got an amazing book, and I've just forgotten the name of it. But I will link you up to that, because I think it's so relevant to what you're talking about. But when our bodies change when we're pregnant, that can be a really adjustment period for us, because it's like, it's not the body we had, it's not the body we knew when we were pregnant. I remember, I'm really small, and I still have stretch marks. I have stretch marks on my stomach because I had to stretch a baby in there, and I found that really difficult. I'd had a body that I'd looked after, that was fit and healthy. I got pregnant, and I had a pregnancy belly, and then afterwards it was like getting used to this new body that had changed slightly. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what size that you are, what shape you are. I think all of us go through that. So that's definitely some work that can be done there. And I promise you, with the work, certainly I've done the work on the, my children are screaming, on the aesthetic side of things. I used to think I was a hideous monster. And so that can change, and you won't always feel like that, but we've got to do a little work on that area. And I'll definitely link you up to Anna, because I think she'd be really, really helpful for you. Just looking at some of the comments, guys. There we go. Stretched. Perfect. Thank you, Anoop. I just couldn't think of it. I could see the cover there. So Stretched is the book, and I'm sure. Oh, Claire Fab, I can see it's you. Now I think it was you that was making the comments earlier. I'm so sorry that you're feeling so rubbish right now, but I'm really glad that you're here, Claire. And I'm just having a look at the comments. Katrina's just saying, this is the first time I've watched you on YouTube. I'm not in your Facebook group. Love your mindset. Thank you so much for being here, Katrina. It's so lovely to have you here. And I'm very, very glad that you're here. I'm just going to take this comment off the screen. I'm very glad that you're here. You're welcome to come into my Facebook group as well. You are more than welcome. It's a lovely, lovely group. So going back to the limiting beliefs, I can see just from this conversation that so many of us have this. And when have these, we all have them, and you will have to revisit these limiting beliefs. They're sneaky, right? So you'll think that you've done all this work, and I do this work all the time, and then you'll find that something will happen and you'll be triggered by a comment that somebody makes. I think I said recently, did I say this on the last stream, or was I talking to somebody else about this? I can't remember. I repeat myself. That's part of my stuff. I repeat my stories. But I was triggered recently, and I shared it on my Facebook group, and it was where somebody had said, so I was talking about, so being a businesswoman, that is something that I really, even though really realistically I have been my own boss forever, I only recently, in recent years, really recognize that I was a businesswoman, because a businesswoman in my mind, especially my actor's brain, so I come from an acting background, it was like a woman in a suit, and she wears some 80s power suits, and like she's a businesswoman and she has a degree in business, and and I thought, well, that means I'm not a businesswoman, even though I am a CEO of my own limited company and business and all of that. And then, so I worked on all that stuff, because I was like, absolutely not. I'm a businesswoman. I thought I'd worked on it. And then a friend of mine sent me a message to say that a BBC show, a BBC radio show somewhere was looking for, and I'd put a journalist request out, looking for a businesswoman to talk about how they'd succeeded during the pandemic. And my friend had forwarded it to me. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll drop them a message. Dropped this woman an email, and I got a message back saying, oh no, we're looking for businesswomen. Excuse me. What? Now what happened there is my subconscious went, what? you're not a businesswoman. What did you think you were doing? And went into like major triggered overdrive. And then I remembered that that was bullshit. I was a businesswoman. I went back to her and definitely was a little bit snarky and said, just so I know, so I can forward this to the right people, how are we describing a businesswoman? And she was like, oh, we're looking for more traditional businesses, accountants, whatever. Now that's fine. That was what she was looking for. That's no issue. But it was just interesting that suddenly it triggered me. So my point being that those limiting beliefs need a little work sometimes, okay? They do. And you'll think you've done it, and then you'll come back, someone will say something about, you know, stretch marks or whatever, and you'll feel all weird about it. So we have to keep working on this stuff and just be kind to yourself while you are doing this, because it is challenging. It's hard to let go of those limiting beliefs as well, because, you know, as much as they're awful and they're holding us back, we're used to them. We are used to calling ourselves names. We're used to saying we're not good enough. We're used to staying in that space where we don't have to try because we might fail. So just be really aware of those. I'm just looking at some of the comments as well. And Katrina says, love to join the Facebook group. It's the Happy Me Project Facebook group. So if you type in that onto Facebook, and I'll put a link after this as well, and so that you can get into the group. You are absolutely more than welcome. Struggle with your mindset and struggle with mindset. Well, this is the group for you then, because it's a really supportive group as well. And Marie is an 8. Normally watch on Facebook. I'm watching from my YouTube. I follow you on all social media platforms. So that's ace. Thank you so much, Marie. And I'm just reading Kat's comment. I wonder if the key to fear is to accept that bad things can happen, and if they don't, then hey ho. But if they do, you're ready for them. It's a really weird balance with that though, Kat, because because you're absolutely right. Acceptance, definitely the acceptance around the bad things happening. As long as we also accept that good things happen. Because if we lean too much on one way and we go bad things happen, it's true, absolutely bad things are going to happen. But also it's absolutely true that good things are going to happen. And we always go straight to the negative to protect ourselves. So if we stray too much into telling that version of the story, which you're right, it's true, and accepting that will prepare us in many ways, but it will also enforce them. It will kind of also almost make those things happen if that's the only accepting we have. If we also accept good things happen, then that shift, that keeps the balance of things. So as long as we're doing that, absolutely accept bad things are going to happen, you're going to fail, all of that stuff, but you're also going to succeed, and good things are going to happen, and exciting things are going to happen. So it's keeping that balance. And Gray on YouTube is saying, are there any other blokes here struggling with this stuff? I find, yeah, absolutely. I find I just use humor and then take the mick about myself rather than pretend. Yeah, no, there are other blokes on here, and there are also men in my Facebook group as well. I seem to have a good balance of, I mean, it's predominantly women, just purely because you're right. Women talk about this stuff more, and we've been given space to do so. And because I'm a woman, so you like attracts like, but there's absolutely men in that group, and a lot of men deal with it. Tom's just there as well. A lot of men deal with it in that way. A lot of women do too, but I think it's more socially acceptable for men to make jokes when actually they're feeling rubbish. Just honor that and work through that, Gray, and you're more than welcome to come into the Facebook group. So I'm going to go on to the next one. Good morning, Mark on YouTube as well. And Emma says, Tony Robbins says that what if things happen for you and not to you? That shifted my mindset so much. That's a great, yeah. What if things are happening for you? Even the stuff that we don't want to happen teaches us things, grows us, all of that stuff. It's such an important thing. The worst things that have happened in my life have also helped me as well. Isn't that weird? So the next thing on so just finishing off the limiting belief thing. So I want you to think about limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. I want you to actively dispute them. I want you to actively find facts that dispute that limiting belief. And then I want you to create a new goal belief, a new belief that you would like to have. So rather than I'm too much, I'm the perfect amount. Like, it could be as simple as that. It's just the opposite of that limiting belief. And that's what you need to work towards, and really, truly just accept and believe that that is possible to do that. I see people change those beliefs all the time. I change those beliefs and about myself. I have changed some really deep-seated negative limiting beliefs about myself, and I have watched clients do the same, and I've been able to help clients do the same. So, you know, I know that that can happen. So even if at the moment it feels quite hard, and you think, I don't know how I will ever not think I'm a loser, just accept, if nothing else, that the possibility that that can happen is there. because you've seen other people do it, because I've said I've done it. And so just even the acceptance of that is something better. So next on our list of things that are holding us back is fear. And we've already touched upon fear. So my thoughts on fear are this, right? You are never not going to be a bit scared. Life is full of uncertainty and it's scary as shit, right? And one of my things I've been saying recently, because I just loved it, and for those Grey's Anatomy fans, I know Kat's in here, I know she's a Grey's Anatomy fan. I'm a recent Grey's Anatomy fan. I mean, it started years ago, but I like to do things later than anybody else. I just don't seem to catch on to this stuff. So on Grey's Anatomy, Bailey, one of the characters on there, said a line. It was just a throwaway line, but it really stuck with me in that she said, if you're not scared, you're not paying attention. If you're not scared, you're not paying attention, because life is scary every day. There's always something to be scared of, whether it's a global pandemic or the fact that you need to pay the bills or whatever else. There's always something to feel scared about. You're never not going to feel that. And I've got a quote in my, I write different quotes on a blackboard for my daughters. And the one that I've got up at the moment is, hang on, I did write it down. Fear, and I'm not sure who it's from. I'm not sure who it was. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But fear is what you feel. Fear is what you feel, and brave is what you do. Fear is what you feel. The feeling is fear, but brave is what you do. Brave is the next step, because we're never not going to feel that kind of feeling sometimes. I feel scared all the time. People look at me, and I'm a brave person, and I stand up and I show up for myself, but I'm scared all the time as well. I'm always, I'm always in my head and thinking about things. So don't think that you're going to eradicate fear. Just embrace it and know that actually fear is a really important mechanism for us as human beings to protect ourselves and to stay safe. If we were lacking in any fear, we would make some really bad decisions for ourselves, right? So use fear as a driver. And what if I wrote some notes down, guys. I want to read it. You have to use fear. I like to read my old notes to help me. Sometimes I go over sometimes my old Facebook posts come up and I'm like, that makes sense. Brilliant. It was old me that said it, and I've forgotten what I said. So you have to use fear to drive you and to make the fear. That's what I was going to say. So make the fear of the thing that you're scared of doing, the thing that the thing that just feels a bit scary right now, make the fear of not doing it really strong. Because the fear of, let's say, for example, with me, right, every day I know that I've got to support my children and provide finances into my home on my own without a job, with just my own business and my own doing stuff. That could very, very easily be really fearful, right? It could be really fearful. How will I pay the bills? What if it doesn't happen? What if we end up in the gutter, right? You could go down a spiral with that. But what I know, and I could also stop me from showing up. It could stop me from coming on here. The fear of showing up on a live. That's scary. All you people watching me. The fear of putting something out into the world and it may be failing. This can happen all the time, right? But the fear of me not doing those things, the fear of me not showing up, that gets me up in the morning. So we can use the fear to push through some of the smaller fears that we have. And whatever that is for you, I'm just seeing Emma says, fuck everything and rise. Love it. That's her fear description. I love it. And Kat says, probs need to explain. So she's just explaining about since your dad died. I have so much anxiety about bad things happening in general, but mostly about my mum. Been trying to put self-care boundaries in place since I keep crashing by always doing everything for others, but not taking time for myself. And you're watching Grace as you speak. I love that. So for sure. And when you've gone through something big like that, when your blueprint of the world is that somebody so important to you can just be taken. And I get that. And, and I live that, and my children live that. And it's a really unsettling feeling, because suddenly the world beneath you just doesn't feel as safe as it did before. And so you worry about the other people around you, and you want to protect them, and it definitely, for me, things like meditation and yoga and calm breathing and really leaning into acceptance of the lack of control of that. You absolutely cannot control what happens with that. And that's a scary place to be, right? That's a really scary place. But then how do we use that fear as a motivator? Well, we use that as, while we have our people, be with them, be there, be in the moment, appreciate, love, and know that we don't have anyone or anything forever. Not anything. Nothing. Everything is transient. And it's what an unsettling feeling, because we don't get taught that. Nobody teaches that. I know in the Buddhist religion, they talk a lot about, not grasping onto things, and it's our holding on to things that causes us pain, because we expect things to be there, whether it's stuff or a job or a person. It's awful. It's hard not to do that, because we love people with all our hearts, and we love the things that we do, and we want things so badly. But it's about just going, it's not about being negative and going, everything bad is going to happen, everybody's going to die, even if we can accept that as a reality. It's about leaning into the acceptance of going, I have no control over that stuff, but I have control over how I show up today. I have control over the fact that I can really be in this moment and enjoy it and soak it up and bank those memories with my people. I can control that. I can control what I do with the challenges that I face every day, and how I show up for myself, the level of joy I bring into my life. I can control that. And so I think that's the focus that we should have when it comes to that. Just having a little look. And somebody else is sharing their FEAR acronym, which is feel everything and rise. So we've got fuck everything and rise, fear everything and hide. And Marie says, fear, I always think the worst will happen. Yeah, and we do this to protect ourselves. In fact, my daughters was saying this morning. There was something they were listening to where somebody was saying, that's better. And I was saying, well, no, our body does that to protect us. And it makes sense. I'm not about not being in reality. If the shit is hitting the fan and stuff bad is happening, it's not about going, it's not happening, everything is fine. That's toxic positivity. But it is about going, I can look at the reality, but I can also walk towards the next good thing, because good things are coming as well. And Kat says, I don't have control over it. I guess I just have to accept that. It's really hard. It's not an easy thing to accept that the people that we love are going to die. It's, minging. Like, how do we accept? Our hearts, it's never going to accept that. But it's just about breathing through that and going, you focusing on that doesn't change anything. Us causing ourselves pain in this moment while our people are here and while we're in the good moments doesn't make us protected. Promise you that now. I knew my husband Ross was going to die for 3. No, I didn't know he was good. I knew there was an inevitability that brain cancer would kill my husband eventually. Did that mean that when it happened, it was easier because, of worrying about? No, of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. But the good thing was that along my moments of worry, I was able to bank the good moments within that. And that's what helped me through when it was really hard, that I had those moments because I had been alert and alive in our moments together. So we can't control that stuff. So start small, start small when it comes to fear, and push yourself out those comfort zones a little bit. And the last thing on my list of, and we've tackled some of it already. The last thing on the things that hold us back is the obstacles and the roadblocks that come along, whether it's the death of someone, whether it's the loss of a job, whether it's a business failure, whether it's whatever. There's so many different, obstacles and challenges along the way, the roadblocks, and we'll face them all. We will face them all. And it's about recognizing the ebb and the flow. So I always imagine life sometimes like a computer game, right? So if you think about a computer game, and I'm not a gamer, but on all, many computer games, there's some kind of obstacle that you overcome. I'm so old school, like I've got no idea what I'm doing on this stuff now. I've just joined Roblox for my kids because they want me to play Adopt Me with them. If you've got kids that like Roblox, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But on most games, there's some kind of obstacle or roadblock, a thing that you have to do, a challenge. And so if we think about life like that, where there's an obstacle in the road, it's about staying loose to that thing. It's about recognizing that there will be, staying alert to those things and facing things head on. Because if we bury our heads in the sand and we don't look at the thing in front of us, we're still going to hit the thing. We're still going to hit it. But if we stay alert, then we can go, okay, I see this is happening. What can I do? And we can potentially come up with solutions. Again, there's some things we can't control, can't do nothing about. But there are many things that we can control around the thing that we can't do anything about. So it's just recognizing that. Look at some of the comments at the moment. We've got Tanya saying, we need to find a way to keep them a part of our lives when they have gone too. Absolutely. Traditions or writing to them. I share my wins with my dad in letters now. Oh, that's so lovely, Tanya. What a lovely idea. And I've got somebody on Facebook just saying, any tips on how to be single and happy? I'm okay now, but I don't want to be alone forever. And who says you're going to be alone forever? I mean, that's the first thing. It's about knowing that you probably won't be. Like you probably won't be, will you? Why would you be? You're wonderful. So I would just, so yeah, tips is, it's just being open to the possibility that there is a next thing and not obsessing. When we obsess over anything, we teach our subconscious part of our brain that we don't really believe we can have it. So if it's obsessing over a job or obsessing about, having a relationship, the moment we let go of the obsession, I mean, we know this to be true because as soon as we stop looking for something, we find something. I mean, it's even as simple as, when you go and looking out for an outfit and you want to go shopping and you're looking for an outfit, you never find the outfit that you want then. It's always much harder. You're always like, I can't find the thing I want because you've got so much expectation on that. The moment you're not obsessing, you find all kinds of, the moment you haven't got an event to go to, like now, you find all kinds of great outfits. And it's the same when it comes to relationships, it's the same when it comes to a job. When you obsess, you tell your subconscious, which means that you act differently, that you're not going to have it. And certainly in relationships, whether that's friendships or in romantic relationships, that's not attractive. It's not, is it? When we're desperate, that's not attractive. When we have our own shit together and we really work on ourselves, that's when people start to come, because we're so happy. Ross, my husband Ross, used to say when he was when he was like on the dating scene and stuff, he used to just say, just look fun to be around. Like, if you look fun to be around, people want to be around you. If you look like you're enjoying yourself and having fun, because you're creating you're really like spending time with yourself and you're enjoying yourself in some way. I know that's challenging right now, but you will attract the right people doing that rather than actively seeking that out all of the time. Just looking at some of the comments as well. And Joy just says, I haven't listened for a couple of weeks. I've missed your lives. Thanks, Holly. I was a 6, which is low for me, working to get back to a solid 10. Trying to get to my mum to look after things she has no control and let go. Yeah, get mum to look after the thing. Yeah, look at the things she has no control over and let go of worry. Love the Happy Me Project group. I love having you here, Joy. You're amazing. And just looking at the comments. And Marie says, love Roblox. Obviously, I play with my niece. Lol. Ovs. And another Facebook user is saying, I worry about losing people around me or things going wrong. And my CBT therapist told me when this happens, we underestimate our own strength. And we do. We are so resilient. You are built to survive, without a doubt. You are built to survive all of this stuff and all of the painful stuff and all of the stuff that you think there is no way I'll get through this. You can. It's weird. It's weird. And I've been in those spaces as well. I've been in those spaces where I've thought, I'm not going to get through this. I don't know how. And I might have told myself that story for a moment. And then I remembered who the fuck I was. And you need to remember who the fuck you are. And I'm sorry if you've got kids listening. Hashtag not sorry, because sometimes we need to say it how it is. But I want you to know that you have more strength inside you than you can possibly believe. And you're going to walk yourself through this bit, because this moment that you're in right now is just a moment. Even if it's been a big moment for a moment, it's just a moment. It's not forever, okay? And you're going to walk through it and you're going to look back on this moment and you go, holy shit, I don't even know how I did that, but I did, because you will. I'm just looking at the comments a little bit here as well. Emma says, manic manifesting doesn't work. Put your thoughts in an imaginary microwave and walk away from it. Trust it'll come. Absolutely. When we manic manifest, when we talk about manifesting, just thinking about the things that we want in our lives and how to bring them into our life. When we panic at it and when we grasp at it, doesn't work, doesn't do anything. George, you just say, I would just reading the comments there as well. Hello, welcome Blind Life on YouTube. My children are very good, thank you. Thank you for asking. And on Facebook, someone is saying, I've underestimated myself lately, but I'm doing things for me, even though I'm at home with my babies most of the time without hubby, but still fitting me. I'm glad that you are. It's really important to fit that in. I know it seems sometimes like, like just words to say fit me time in and all of that, but it's really important. You won't get anything done if you don't factor in your own sense of doing something for yourself, whatever that looks like. So I'm just going to check my my notes on obstacles and roadblocks and make sure that I have done everything and said everything. So staying loosey-goosey to the things that are going to come up. Conquer the big things first. Go for the jugular, right? Just go for the big things. Get that done. You'll feel better. Whatever the obstacles and roadblocks may be this week, big or small, go for the things you can control and control those first. Get them done. Forget about the stuff you can't control. You can't control it. There's no point. Worrying about it isn't going to change that fact. Head in the sand, burying your head in the sand is not going to do anything but make things worse, okay? And then create some gorgeous affirmations. So an affirmation is a sentence that we say, a positive affirmation in the present tense, something that just trains our brain. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. Whether that is mine for the obstacles and tough stuff in life is whatever it takes, everything is figure outable, okay? Marie Forleo says this, everything is figure outable. You can do this, whatever that affirmation looks like to you. Create something that's really, stops you in your tracks. And, I can do this. I am strong. I am enough. Whatever that affirmation is for you, make something really tangible and strong that is there for you. Nicole's just saying, thank you for saying that just there about underestimating our own strength and being built to survive. And I know that Nicole has shared her story with us as well, and you've come through so much. And I can see on Facebook, somebody's saying, this is my first live. I'm definitely going to join these more. Really thriving from your advice, Holly. I'm in a bad situation with COVID. I'm furloughed without pay, and the Happy Me Project is helping to get me through. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm glad this is your first live. How lovely to have you here. And I'm really, it's a tough time out there, guys. And this is why, this kind of community is so important. It's important for me. It's important for each other to support each other, because we are going through this. We're all going through this individually in a different way, but as a collective, we are going through this together. And the more we are stronger together when we support each other. And you never know who needs your words, whatever the situation is. But no, and I can't say who this is on Facebook that just shared there how difficult things are. I'm going to check afterwards. I assume because you're in my Facebook group, I can't see your name on this live stream, but I want you to know that you're going to come through that. What you're going to come through, you're going to work this out. There will be a way to work it out, and it might get difficult for a bit, but you're going to work this out, and you're going to get to a stage where there's going to be the next good thing. Just keep walking. I always think about life, like you walk for a bit, there's maybe just a plateau for a bit, and then there's some shit that happens, right? And then you're like, oh fuck, and you get all spun out, and then you come back, and then there's something great that happens, like unbelievably amazing, so good. You plateau for a bit, maybe you don't appreciate the good, and then we go through a bad thing and the good thing. Just walk yourself to the next good thing. When you're in the bad thing, we don't want to sit there, okay? We have our cry, we have our pity moment, and we get up and we walk, we drag ourselves to the next good thing if we have to. It's really important that we do that. I'm just looking at the comments as well. Thank you for supporting each other there. So I want you to think, and I need to go because I really need to go to the toilet for a wee. And that's probably an overshare, but I don't care. We all wee. So, so I want you to think about this week. What is your intention for this week ahead? What is your intention? Your intention being, what would you love at the end of this week if you went, I've done that? Oh, that's a relief. That's a nice thing to get done. That feels good. I feel better. Whether the intention is that you want to bring more love into your life, whether that's that your intention is you want to clean under the cupboard, under the stairs, sort out something, send that email, whatever it is, think of a nice intention. If you want to put that under this to hold yourself accountable, so that when we come back next Monday, you can go, I did the thing, and you can celebrate with us, and we will celebrate with you, and that's amazing. Just thinking about what it is, and we can hold you accountable. If you're not in my Facebook group, then come and hang out in my Facebook group. If you're coming from another platform, then I would love to see you in there. The Happy Me Project Facebook. I will put some links under this. I don't think I have on every platform. And that is it. I have to go, but cat's just saying, spending the full week of self-care and feeling better, fix my errors in my commission, and work out 5 or more times a week. These are some great goals, guys. Amazing, good goals. And Paul's just saying, thanks for sharing, Holly. Help the things to think about, not about the we, but everything else. I know, but life is life. We live, we breathe, we eat, we, and all of these things in between. Why am I speaking about this? I'm so bloody crass. I don't care. So have a great week, guys. Any announcements for you that I have? Announcements. I'm on the radio twice this week, on BBC Today, on BBC Coven Warwick Today, and on Thursday I'm hanging out on Team Trish on BBC Coven Warwick, and I'm chatting about stuff on there. I don't know what I'm chatting about, but on the radio today, I think it's 5:30. I'm on today on BBC Coven Warwick, and I'm talking about motivation and how to be motivated when you can't be bothered. And that's what I'm talking about. If you like my necklace, #ad, this is available through Mantra Jewelry. I have 2 necklaces. This is the diamond necklace. And the mantra that comes with this is diamonds are made under pressure. Okay. And I also have another necklace, which is an unbreakable bar that says, life cannot break me, for I know how strong I am. If you like those are available on Mantra Jewelry. If you're going to have a look on the website and type in my name, you will find them, and they're lovely. And just what we're talking about today, when we need to get through the tough stuff, this is my reminder. Diamonds are made under pressure. Whatever you are going through is going to shape you into an amazing human being. And thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, everybody that I can't see who is on Facebook. I'm sending you loads of love. Peace out to all of you. Goodbye.